Well, I just fed her a full can of healthy gourmet food with this Spark. It's called Spark Herbal Support from a holistic cancer veterinarian, cat cancer veterinarian. Also, Life Gold drops from the cat cancer veterinarian. The colostrum from Sovereign Labs was in the food. The Willard water, a little bit of some natural vitamin E, which is this stuff here. Cat vitamins. I don't know, there's something else too. But, and what else? I forgot, the carbon C60 with olive oil. Plus I gave her the Live On Labs, a packet of that, Live On Labs liposomal vitamin C before she ate, to limber up her lips and stuff. I want to say this, the spooky Phanotron bulb probably is working a lot better. When I had that thing next to her head, that was, I did that after, what the hell was it? Did the spooky Phanotron bulb after I saw a little bit of that blood in her mouth. It was like mixed with the saliva. It was like a little bit of pink, the color of saliva from the tumor. And she, I'd say about 24 hours later or so, she, there's Goldie looking at her. There's a Goldie. So, the saliva really slowed down a lot, like the drooling. And that's when I took her outside last night. I'm going to get the CBD oil for right now. But also last night, she was kind of wandering around. See her tail a little bit, moving back and forth. You know? She was wandering around. I thought she was under the bed this morning, but she was in the one bathroom, then she was in a living room, and she was up on this thing. She was kind of moving around. She wasn't just under the bed. Then eventually she went under the bed, you know. So that was another thing. There's a little more activity going on. But she's got more calories in her now. If I could feed her 2 of those cans, you know, actually I have to say, okay, there's 200 calories in one of those cans of Healthy Gourmet. It's a good brand of cat food. Plus all the other concoctions that are in there. So I can't quite get the whole thing in her. In other words, because some of it's on a plate. I'm hand feeding her. I'm scraping it off with my fingers. But say I got 170 of them in there. But then I got the Live On Labs. They're 15 calories a pack, maybe 10 calories for the carbon C60 oil. So maybe, you know, 185 calories. But if you do that twice a day, she's got, you know, that would be 370, but say 350. And she requires, for a 10-pound cat indoors, 200 calories. She's about an 8-pound cat. But I got to make up for some of the lost time, especially with super good nutrition. So we're going to get some CBD oil for her right now. And extra strength, but I figured I'd take care of this problem. I mean, in other words, make sure she's fed. But, you know, she's not, you know, to me, she's kind of like almost her usual self. And I'm going to do this on the last video too, in this video. November 11th, I remember I says, there's a video I put out there, you know, Missy the cat, as I was calling her Missy originally. I said I renamed her GoldDigger after that, because it says, all right, you just want all the best food, the best gravy. I remember on, October 11th, 2017, she was just eating the gravy out of the food. I'd get her the Whiskas Perfectly Chicken packets. And I was putting Doc Willard water in her food back then. Just for the hell of it, just to keep her like healthier. I didn't realize she had health problems. But you could see, like on her back, there were some parts that had like grayness. Those are the little black dots that were showing up through the skin back then. And she had a lump back here. When I put the carbon C60 on that went away eventually. And she had those black dots under her chin, like on her neck. That's from the tongue. The tongue she was having a problem with that tongue all this time, but not nowhere near like what it is now. That's why she was a fussy eater. But I'm looking back, October 11th, that was only about a week after she came over here. I'm making note of, like, she's such a fussy eater. She's only eating the gravy. And I was putting the Doc Willard water in the stuff, in the food, in the cat vitamins. I says, you know, I probably, without even knowing she had a problem, I was inadvertently just giving her some extra healthy stuff that normally people don't do. And then I started the Carbon C60, and later on in January of 2018, and she got a lot better then. But I didn't know. I never realized she was an older cat, but she never got bigger. She's a little guy. She's a little girl. She's a little girl. Here's Goldie. He's like meow meow meow. Now, like, I leave that box there that's got a couple of those survival blankets in there. They like laying on it because it's cushy. There's a blanket underneath there, and there's Rocky in the corner. Meow 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 meow. So she's I don't know. If I wasn't hand feeding her and her fur came in better, you'd never know there was a problem with her. But that's probably how it was before. But her fur was never. The only time I think I got her fur perfect was around June, when there was still some Carbon C60 remaining in her, and there was, in other words, the Carbon C60 was stopped around June 1st, because when they added the colostrum in May of 2019, she got a lot better, and I said, what am I doing giving this Carbon C60 for? Because I was thinking, maybe I don't need it, just use the colostrum. Obviously, that Carbon C60 was really, holding back the cancer. But once the cancer freaking started taking root, in other words, the Carbon C60 stayed in the body. Like say I stopped at June 1st, it stays in there for about 30 days. So it was in there for like June. And July, I didn't see no problems. August 3rd is when I saw the first signs, red here, red there on the side. I was like saying, what the hell, she scratched herself? And then a week later, it was getting worse, and that was when I got demonetized in YouTube, so I was kind of like scrambling for other things. And I thought maybe she was just being fussy. Now I realized there was always this problem with her tongue all the while, and she's an older cat. And I probably am going to get the spooky scaler for her, specifically for her, not for me, for you, little poops, just for you. So right now I'm going to get some extra strength CBD oil, and we're going to get her all hooked up on that. And I got to do some car stuff and junk. It's hot as shit outside. Freaking 100 degrees in Florida. Ridiculous. So, girl, we're going to get you fixed up. The thing is, this all applies to whatever works for a kitty cat, whatever works for a doggy, whatever works for a human. Pretty much same deal. So she's not doing too bad. I think she's gonna make it now. I think that spooky Phanotron bulb made a difference pretty fast. And I should have that cover coming for her pretty soon, so I'm going to put it right next to her head and run it. Because if we get most of the cancer gone, I'm going to run that a lot anyway, because this way it'll knock out anything before it even gets there. Oh, and yesterday I had a little bit of the apricot seeds mixed in her food, ground up real fine. So she got some Laetrile yesterday too. Vitamin B17, which is good against the cancer. And I've been getting a lot more fussy with my other guys. They're getting Willard water and Carbon C60 pretty much. And cat vitamins, 2 out of 3 every meal. 2 out of 3 of those things every meal. So I usually grab the Willard water and cat vitamins before I grab the Carbon C60, but they get everything. But she's always gotten more stuff than the other ones because she seemed to have some kind of problems, never realizing she was an older cat. And now I am going to get the spooky scaler for Poo Poo here. And give her another 18 lives. So, see? Your tail moving? I thought so. You've seen it moving once in a while. So that's an indication she's not, she's looking around, Now she isn't looking around, but, she's, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? She's kind of like her normal self, pretty much. That's how she's always been. She's pretty calm. It's like a dainty little girl sits there, just be nice and meow meow meow. it's like her personality is returning a little bit. So, right, Snoopy? Hey, let me pet you here, huh? Meow, huh? Yeah? Yeah, huh? Yeah, brush her too all the time, so. Right? Yeah, huh? See, that tail goes faster. You like that, huh? You like that, huh? Yeah? You're Snooky. I want to get her probably like 5 years before I even saw her. Or whatever she looked like in 2012 or something. I'm gonna restore this cat to like brand new if I can. And me too. I want to do me too. I want to restore me to brand new. Like I was, even when I was in my 50s, when I was in super stellar shape. But I can tell you one thing. Taking that colostrum stuff that I take all the time now, man, I can work out way a lot longer. I mean, I had to cut it back. I think Saturday I only worked out an hour because I was working with Miss Kitty Cat and I was doing all this other stuff. And I had to skip Thursday or Friday because I was at that dinner at Fanning Springs. But pretty much, man, I got gobs of energy. You know, I mean, I didn't lose. I don't know if I lost weight or nothing, but I got gobs of energy. Like I'll be out there mowing the lawn for 2 hours in the hot sun. I'll go straight to the gym and work out for hours. No problem. So, but she's actually been wearing me out pretty good because, you know, I'm getting up in the middle of the night, freaking giving her hemp oil and CBD oil and whatever the hell it is, carbon C60, because I want her little microscopic bits of that stuff on her mouth. They're constantly doing it. Oh, the other thing is, I use the spray bottle with the Doc Willard water, catalyzed water, which brings up, I put enough in there to bring up the water two whole points on the alkaline scale. And the alkalinity of that water doesn't taste like anything. You don't taste it at all. It's weird that it brings up the alkalinity a lot, but there's absolutely no taste to it. And it's got the trace minerals. I spray that in the corners of her mouth and let it run out, and she loves it. And she'll sit there. I'll do one side, then the other side. But that's also getting out all the toxins in her mouth from whatever's on that cancerous tumor. And that alkaline water, like you talk about baking soda, well, that Doc Willard water, if you make up a pretty strong solution of it, it is very alkalizing, like baking soda water solution. So that's getting on her tongue too directly. Plus the Live On Labs liposomal vitamin C. It's very fortunate that, as far as I know, you see, there could be some cancer inside of her somewhere, but I did run that spooky Phanotron right here, this way. I ran it that way. I ran it this way, this way, and I've been running it all over her body, you know, at different times. And so she is doing, you know, because there could be other issues going on inside of her. It does seem like that spooky Phanotron bulb, the plasma Rife technology, it does seem like it works. The argon bulb, the long one, the long tube bulb, that's definitely not the tool to use. You got to use the concentrated Phanotron bulb. It seems like that thing does work, because when I had it right next to her head for a while, probably 12 hours or so, within about, I'd say 36 hours, there was a lot less drooling in her mouth. I didn't see any evidence of any kind of blood anymore or anything like that. And even this morning when I got her out from under the bed, which she was actually not under the bed all night. She was actually wandering around in the house, going to different places at different times. She would not stay under the bed the whole night. And when I got her out, there was a lot less drooling going on. It wasn't like running out. It was just a little wet by her mouth, but not much compared to what it was before. I think that's the spooky Phanotron bulb is having an effect. So that technology does work. It appears to be. Now, it may be that other things are kicking in too. It's not a guarantee, because like I said, I'm not going to just depend upon the technology. But I was thinking to myself, if I see any indication that the spooky Rife technology was working, which they said you really need the Phanotron bulb, and it does seem like that's the case, which I got now. If I see any indication that that's working and she's recovering, I am getting her a spooky scalar. And We're going to give her scalar energies and restore her to much better health than before 2 years ago when she got here. She wasn't actually in great health when she got here too. I'm going to put her like better than brand new. And she's staying inside because I don't want to get her hurt. I'll take her outside if I watch her, but I am not going to leave her outside because she's too dainty. Anyway, it's not, you know what? This is not a miracle. This is called make it happen. You want a miracle? Make that miracle happen. That's what it is. You know, I'm not for just sitting back waiting for a freaking miracle to happen. You got to make that. You got to make that happen. You don't make it happen, it don't happen. That's why I'm not that religious. I'm not religious at all. I'm a fighter. I fight for kitty cat. Here, Mr. Meow Meow. Your tail was moving. There it was. I see you going. See when I pet you. Watch. Maybe your tail start moving again. Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. Some people have healed cats just with CBD oil, but I don't know. There it goes. See? Some have. So, well, we're getting resupplied. See you twitching around. Every time you put the camera back there, you stop. But you're, yeah, here you go. See, you stopped again. There you go. See, you're moving it back and forth. Meow, meow, meow. But that means she's, you know, she's like kind of mentally alert and just looking around, just being a cat. You know, that's how cats are. So, I get that stuff right now. I'm gonna do. You're probably gonna see another car video here, a couple car videos, and you'll probably be seeing a lot of car videos this weekend too. And we're gonna do some serious experimentation with this spooky scalar too. I might get the, what do you call that stuff again? It's citronelle or not citronelle, something like that. It's made from the seeds of oranges and limes and lemons. It's like an extract of the seeds. It's more powerful than liposomal vitamin C. And I might get some of that stuff and put it in the scalar send unit, or maybe some of the best true essential oils, and put it on the send side of the scalar unit and have the frequencies go through her with that. You know, or maybe just get some more of that extra strength CBD oil and have that go through the body. So I think we're going to make her a brand new kitty, right? Yeah, I'd love to see that. That's probably, you know, I knew she was kind of crabby because she wasn't feeling that good sometimes, and I was thinking, never occurred to me that she's an older cat. About how long can cats live? 300 years? Maybe. I'm going to break all records with you. I know YouTube ain't going to be around 300 years. They might even be around 3 years. The way things are going. Keep pissing people off. Right? They keep pissing people off. They're nuts. Actually, some of the stuff I'm putting out here, I know it's a long cat video. It's been lengthy. But some of the stuff I'm telling people in here is really good stuff about the holistic support. And yes, I also give her the colloidal silver too. And the holistic support does work. As a matter of fact, a lot of times they work is because the herbs have frequencies in themselves. It's food that's alive, it's energetic, it's electrical, if you want to say in that way. And sometimes you can use electrical too. And I've been using the Parazapper on her too, but the kitty cat is not the best thing to use the Parazapper for because she's got fur. You can't make electrical contact. I've been using it on myself a lot though. But yesterday I used the spooky Phanotron bulb for cancer, just for the hell of it, on me. So, all right, that should work. Okay, so she was in the living room, and I says, well, she's not in the living room anymore. And I says, did she go under the bed? Nope, she went on top of the bed, in her usual spot. And I got the spooky fan. This thing doesn't get hot, so I got a cloth over it. Anyway, it'll go right through that. I got the cover for this coming. It's a black cover, thin cloth, fire retardant, but just doesn't get hot at all. So, you know, it goes right through there within 6 inches. So let her do its thing. I think it's working. I think the spooky Phanotron is working. So we're going to get her a spooky scaler. Gotta work on that next. Yeah. Okay? That's a good spot for you, man. And I think you know what? I'm more hopeful today than yesterday. I still haven't seen her crap, but then again, I don't know. She was hanging around by the litter box last night, so I saw her there. I mean, maybe she did. I don't know. I mean, if there was some kind of buildup in her or something, she'd be making some kind of noise or something. She seems like she's kind of like her normal self. And again, I'm going to post that video from October 11th, 2017. The first video I did of her was October 4th, 2017. That was the second time she came over. So she probably came over October 3rd, 2017. But October 11th, 2017, I made note that she was only eating the gravy of the food. And I called that video, Missy, the cat is more work than 5 male cats. That's what I was calling her, Missy. And after that, I said, call her GoldDigger, because she's like, she only wanted the gravy from the food. Now we know why. She had a problem with her tongue this whole time. And I also noted on that video from October 11th, 2017, I was giving her Dr. Willard water in her food. That was all those things, plus adding the carbon C60 in January 2018, was keeping the cancer at bay. She had cancer. She had a bump on her. You can actually see in one of the videos the bump where her tail meets her body. It was a big bump. It was like a tumor. I used to put the carbon C60 on it and it went away. I think it was a tumor. And she had like gray here, all in here and under her chin. And if you look, it was like there's all these black dots. That was a couple years ago. And a lot of that disappeared when I gave her the carbon C60. Those black dots were from the skin issue, which the vet in November of 2017 gave her a shot of Convania, which is a broad-based antibiotic that lasts for 2 weeks in her system. Didn't do anything for the skin issue because it wasn't an infection. It was probably some kind of cancer. She had some kind of cancer that was being held at bay from a lot of things I was inadvertently doing just to keep her in better health without actually realizing she had a problem. I thought she was a younger cat. If I was doing all this stuff way back when, she would have been, well, like I said, we're getting a spooky scaler for her, and we'll be back here with the extra strength CBD oil. We're going to put some of that on her. And I don't see any drooling coming out of her mouth. Like, in other words, this used to be wet down here. That would be drooling out the bottom of her mouth. I don't see that. I think this thing, this bulb, is having effect. Like, it goes through the cloth, no problem. I just don't want it flat. I was thinking it was going to get hot, but it doesn't get hot. So we got a cover coming for that. It'll probably be here today. Who the hell knows? And I'll put the black cover on it, but it doesn't matter, I guess, what you put over it. It goes right through that, so the frequency goes right through it, so it doesn't shine in her face. So I think we're going to be okay. You know, I think what might happen with her, all of a sudden in a week or so, maybe, you're going to see a vast improvement. I noticed this with Boots the cat. He had a snake bite on his leg several years ago, and I was thinking, oh God, he's gonna be walking around with three legs for like forever. And all of a sudden, one day, he took off like a rocket. And every once in a while that leg would bother him, but now it doesn't bother him at all. He came back 100%. Let's see if I can get his eye back 100%. Doc Willard water or whatever. Just got to keep working on him. So I think I'm going to have to put Doc Willard water in their meow meow bowl of water outside so they can, you know, do the thing. That might be the simplest way to keep after Boots the cat. That stuff is not bad too. It's a catalyst that brings in more nutrients into the body, helps your regular cat food bring in more nutrients into this body at a cellular level. So she's not eating on her own, but you know what? I got a full can in her this morning, pretty quick. I think that was the best I ever did. So, and I'm making sure there's more liquid in that can, so even if she doesn't drink a lot of water, she's got a lot of extra water in the cat food, which makes it more mushy, which makes it easier to go down. And you know, I'm kind of annoyed at the vet because, you know, she said to put her to sleep. I don't think she's gonna. I think she's gonna make it. That's what it appears to be. I think she's gonna make it, and I think she's gonna be 100% fine. I'm getting more hopeful today than ever. She almost seems like her normal self. So I don't think I want to take the cat. I might take her back to that vet maybe in a month or two. Like she's like flawless. And say, look, this is the cat you wanted me to kill. No, we're not doing that. So, but you know, they're going to tell you, they're going to say eventually on, you know, on the internet, they're going to say that these things are not. Just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And everything is big money, sadistic lies. That's what's going on. Everything I'm doing for Miss Kitty Cat has been known for decades, except for some of the technology. Well, even this Rife technology has been known. You know, even the spooky scaler, I think, is off of the same technology in some ways as the Lakowski multi-wave oscillator. I guess in some ways, in some aspect. The nothing actually that I'm doing is new, but it never will get out there into the public, because it's not just about money and power. It's about Satanism. It's about making people suffer and die so they can have more power, and they offer us up to their god, Satan. And in the tech industry, they're loaded with them on the top too. And you know, the faces that you see that run the tech industry, they're probably really not the ones that really run it. You got to remember, the internet was created by what? The Department of Defense. And the truthers, quote unquote, keep saying, we got the internet now, they can't stop us. Yeah, right. Well, between the Department of Defense and the sadistic money scum of the financial world in New York City, you have no clue how vicious and evil they are. They're about as bad as you can possibly imagine. So I don't want to give a crap about them at all, to tell you the truth. I don't care about them in the least. Miss Kitty Cat's more important to me. You're more important than all those freaking financial gurus and tech Mongols all put together. Right? You're a Snooky. And I know she ain't gonna live forever, you know, but who the hell knows? I mean, this to me is proof that she's definitely on the upswing. That's what it looks to be. Today was the fastest I fed her, and I don't see, it's a little wet, but there's nothing hanging out of her mouth. Like, in other words, there's a little wet there. Normally she'd be drooling. That seems like that's diminished greatly, and I think the Phanotron bulb is necessary to use spooky on the cancer settings. You can't use that long plasma bulb. That long plasma bulb is too much diffused. The energy is too diffused. It's not focused enough. John White was saying this, and I was kind of thinking, wow, is that really necessary? You know, because I didn't really need it for anything. I was thinking I just had this thing just in case, you know. And I think the plasma bulb the long argon plasma bulb has effect, but this thing is probably at least 10 times more concentrated, and you need that. You need that to work. I think the Spooky Central is not a very powerful Rife machine in wattage. There's stuff out there that's more powerful. But the advantages of the Spooky Central is it's got really flexible, great software, and it doesn't just have the plasma. It's got the ultrasound and the pulse electronic magnetic field. I probably need to set that up with her too. I got that stuff. I got the ultrasound and all that garbage with it. So we'll probably do that tonight. We'll set her up. These are long videos, but you know, if you ever need to have this info, this stuff is these are long videos on this kitty cat, but these things are really like proof that this stuff really does work. This cat was supposed to be no way in hell was she going to survive even a week. That's how it was with her. And the cancer came on so quick. And I think the cancer was being held at bay by the carbon C60. When I stopped it, it didn't cancer didn't immediately flare up, but it was like, when I stopped the carbon C60, it was about 2 months and 3 days later, I saw the first signs of problem with her. Not realizing that I was actually that carbon C60. You can look it up. You can look up even the New York Times articles back in the 1980s talking about the anti-cancerous properties of carbon C60. Even in the New York Times. And you know, if this video gets reviewed by somebody they contract, they're not going to watch all this video. They're going to say, you know, not advertiser friendly. What, you know, get tired of playing this game. And if I'm off of YouTube here, you know, then I don't get remonetized. I'm going to go strictly onto accounting, and I'll make way more freaking money than I will on this YouTube. And I want to use that money to actually advertise against the big tech. I'll put $10,000 worth of you know, donations and stuff to knock out big tech and destroy them a year. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll make way more money. It's just that I don't have the time to get into all these different things that I like getting into. That was the only advantage I liked about YouTube, is that I can get into a lot of different things, a lot of different interests, and not just do accounting work. Or actually, as an accountant, I am strongest at organization of information, data mining, and I've got a very practical, common sense way of doing things, and even presenting the information to people that aren't accountants, that just need to know what the hell, where they're making the money at. And I have a very aggressive approach to doing things. That's why I was pretty good at it. It's like, I'm actually very good at it. But it's not strictly accounting that I'm really good at. It's also the accounting information systems and how, because I got a very strong mathematics background. I have, in my SATs consistently, I was always top 1% in the country in mathematics, always. I had a major in mathematics besides accounting. And a lot of that works with technology and computers, but there's a lot of technology that is technology just for technology, and it doesn't really help accounting systems. It doesn't help with a lot of things. I kind of like have a common sense, practical approach to everything. You know, what does it really do for us, you know? But I'd rather continue on with the YouTube because it's not the money, it's the fact that I can do other things in a large variety of things. But if they're going to constantly give me a hard time, I'm going to say screw them. Because I'm smelling that YouTube is going to freaking fold. As a matter of fact, I don't even watch the videos on YouTube anymore. Myself, I don't even care about them. I'll watch a BitChute video once in a while. I will not watch a YouTube video. I could smell the trend that's going on. If they keep attacking people like myself, who's not actually putting stuff out that's, you know, bad, and they keep claiming it's bad, they're gonna sink like a freaking stone. And they can go advertise. They can pay. The advertisers for BMW can advertise all their money and put on videos that are focused on an audience that doesn't have the money to buy a BMW. Now that's what'll happen. That's what'll happen. It's amazing. But anyway, you know, onward and forward. So, like I said, the beauty of YouTube is the fact that you can get some kind of money and still pursue other things. Like if I was doing accounting, I think I would never gotten into a lot of this Rife technology, or even knowing all the things I know about herbal support. If I was strictly, geared in with accounting all the way. And a lot of stuff I put out on YouTube is very helpful to people. There's a wide variety of topics. But this topic with this cat, I know these are long videos. This is, if it's your life, you might think the video is too long or something. But if it's your life, and you're finding out, this is a thing. This is like a reality show. That's a real reality show. I do not know what's going to go on with Missy here, Miss GoldDigger, Tiffany GoldDigger, the cat. I don't know. I don't know what the result is. Right now, I'm thinking this is going to succeed. This is the best I've ever felt about it right now. But I don't know this. See, this is not some pre-planned crap that you see on TV from the A&E or History Channel. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what the result's going to be. And I'm just going by every facet of knowledge, using every facet of knowledge I have in this area to get her healthy again. And a lot of it does seem to be working. If I was doing this right from the beginning, if I knew she had this problem from day one, which she did have this problem for 2 years ago, I was inadvertently saving her by doing just things to keep her general health better. The Dr. Willer's Catalyst Water and the Carbon C60 Fullerene suspended in olive oil, and the colostrum, and the cat vitamins, the Adlife cat vitamins. That's what's been keeping her alive all this time. And I didn't realize she had some kind of major problem going on. I thought she had some kind of minor skin irritation issue. But she had some kind of low-level cancer this whole time. She's had some kind of problem. And if I'd known that, and I'd done this earlier, the ounce of prevention, if I would have hit her with all this stuff, it would have went away completely. But once you have it, progresses so far, it's very hard to start getting to reverse. But it does look like it's reversing. And if this was the standard chemotherapy radiation treatment, she would have got so much pain, and almost a guarantee she would have died. If they did that biopsy on her tongue, I cancel that. She probably couldn't have eaten after that because there had been a wound on her tongue on her tumor. And I'm like, this is ludicrous. Use a little common sense. But this is what they do to people in hospitals too, the same kind of crap. But they'll tell you on YouTube, somebody's going to review this, and they're going to say, oh, no, that's... Yep. Well, you know what? It comes around, goes around, because it's going to be you or your family member that's going to get victimized by the same system that I'm fighting. This information I've been put out here, it's not my information. It's nothing brand new. It's proven. Although, if you Google it, it'll tell you it's bull crap. Because Google is filtering out, Google is owned by the evil freaking Satanist money behind the scenes. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. These herbs do work. The proof is that they've been used for thousands of years with great success. They don't always work. It's best to prevent these situations than to try to address it after it occurs. The thing with Laetrile and the seeds, using it like an anti-cancer effect, the seeds work much better when you're talking about as a prevention. But they even work a lot of times even after you have the cancer. The apricot kernels or the apple seeds, you don't want to take too many of them, but they have an anti-cancerous effect. But if you take them as a preventative, and also these herbs as a preventative, and the Doc Willer's water as a preventative, the catalyzed water, and maybe you're doing some of the frequencies. I like using the Parazapper every day. I use that every freaking day. Several hours a day at least. And minimum 5 hours. That's a great preventative. And I'll tell you, oh no, that's quack watch, it's device watch, it's quackery. Yeah? How come it works so well? There's no proof it works. Oh, that just happened that the person healed up. Or the cat healed up, or the dog healed up. Yeah. You're never going to get the truth out of the satanic money, people. Never. Not in a million years. And the problem is, the satanic Satanists behind the scenes have now gotten into Google, gotten in Google's own YouTube, and it's now they're preventing all this type of stuff to come out. So, you know, I don't know what to do about this situation, but we shall see. It's a long video, but I'm going on a rant here for a lot of reasons, because this crap is the whole problem with everything going all the way back to the, you know, the dawn of humanity. You know, and I can tell you, people into religion are just as bad too. You get freaking religious nuts out there saying you got to believe this, you got to believe that. Well, whatever. I'm not religious, not at all, not at the least. I know what's right and wrong. I don't need to be religious. Cat, you precious, you're gonna be okay, right? You're gonna be okay, even with your dirty face. It looks dirtier in here. It's not that dirty. So, she's doing okay. You stay by this bulb, huh? I'm doing this because there's a couple. There's another side reason I'm doing this, because I'm curious. I want to make her brand new. As a matter of fact, I would like to take a 7-year-old lady and make her into a 22-year-old. Imagine that. You know, but then she'd be a yo-yo after that. But that'd be kind of wild, because you know, women get, after they get older, they get all pissed off because they don't look like they used to. Guys don't mind it as much, but women do, man. Oh my God. Yeah, if this technology works to reverse age, which I know there's stuff out there besides the herbs, it's gonna be a big seller. That's another reason I think I'm gonna get the spooky scaler, because I think if it works that well, they're gonna make it illegal. You know, they're gonna say you can't have that. Yeah, so she is not doing too bad. I could just sense it. She is not doing that bad. Yeah, I didn't see any drooling down here yet. See that? Nothing. She is not doing that bad. I think maybe, hopefully in a week or two, she's going to be eating on her own. I'll probably have to make her some special mushy food. I'm hoping. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. I don't know. Could be wrong. But there's definitely some kind of marked improvement going on. I think this Phanotron bulb is actually having marked improvement. See? That's, you're going to get it right there. Right on your tumor. So, alright, sweetheart. Some great news. I got more CBD oil, and I did not realize something. This was considered extra strength CBD oil. This has 250 milligrams per bottle of CBD. Then they got one that's up from that has 500. Then they got one that's gold that has 750. This is the gold flavor that's got 1500. So this has 6 times as much concentrate of CBD oil than that. This is the stuff, or maybe the one that's 750, is the stuff that's really designed to knock out real serious issues. Now, I did give her a lot of this over a period of 30 days, so that whole bottle being used up in 30 days was a lot. But I should have gotten this. And I remember she was saying there's a bottle up there, the best stuff is 150. I says, I'm thinking it was a marketing gimmick. Kind of like I thought the Phanotron bulb was a marketing gimmick with spooky. That's the truth. I was thinking, why the hell you need that if you got the plasma? Tells the difference. I think that is actually having a lot more effect because it's more concentrated. So I got more concentrated CBD oil, 6 times more concentrated. This is $70 a bottle. That's 150. But this has got 6 times as much of the CBD in a bottle as that for about 2.1 times, a little over twice the price. You're getting 6 times as much CBD oil. There's no difference between it except for the concentrate. So you got this brand. You got this. This is the best brand in the world too. You got this, it's 250. You got 500. Then you got the gold, 750. This is like the souped up gold. That's 1500. So I know when I put this on her mouth, she felt a lot better. I know I tried this on an insect bite right here. That was right there. Can't even see it anymore. That was hurting me. Immediately stopped the pain. This will knock down any kind of pain she's got, almost guaranteed. I don't think she's in much pain anymore, to tell you the truth. So she's getting this right now, and I'm going to put this in her food too. Besides, in 30 days or 45 days from now, I'll get another bottle. But I think she's on the mend, big time. We're gonna see, because if once she starts getting on the upswing, and if I don't let up on doing this stuff, she's gonna be, it's gonna go in leaps and bounds. It's gonna go one way or the other. She's not gonna stay stationary forever. So once she starts getting better, I think you are. So we're gonna give her some of this right now. And it, like I said, I thought this was a marketing gimmick. This is actually a far better value at. So it's My Hemp Solutions. That's the place. They're better. I don't know. This is in Lady Lake. Well, it's My Hemp Solutions, Quality Hemp Products. That's the name of the brand or whatever. But this is the one that's like souped up. Like they'll tell you, like the one that's even has 750. This is 1500. They're both called gold. The one that even has 750 per bottle, that's for like more serious conditions. So I got the best crap there is in the world. There's nothing. High potency. Real high potency. And it's not going to hurt her in any way. There's no THC in it too. It's not going to get her high. So, kitty cat, you're getting the best here. I didn't know this stuff. I thought this was a marketing gimmick. You know, $150 for what? It's CBD oil. I thought this is extra strength. And she did get a lot of this. This is plus. But this is really 6 times stronger, 6 times more concentrated than this. It's sort of like that Phanotron bulb is probably 10 times more concentrated than a long bulb, because it's going directional, it's in a smaller area, so it's concentrating the frequencies from that Rife machine in one area. It does seem like it's working. So, you know, we're going to really fix her up.